Okay, we'll start, but if you want to ask me any question, you can ask me now. So yesterday we did these compound sentences, and if you remember, I told you that there is a difference in this spoken. Like I told you that we cannot start a sentence with coordinating conjunction, but while speaking, if you see this conversation, this spoken, can you see that this file on your screens? I've shared this
Yes,
file.
sir. Yes, sir.
So if you see this conversation, there are incomplete sentences, and the first sentence, it starts with but. So again, in spoken English, we can do that. And see the last one sentence, it starts with and it is just one clause. So in spoken English, like we do not follow these rules, like the one we studied, this compound sentences or coordinating conjunctions. So you know that, right? But in writing, you should follow it. Like yesterday, you sent me that assignment. I gave you to write a paragraph or two or three paragraphs. Now, there were students that they started a sentence with the coordinating conjunction. So if in exams or essay writing, or if in essay you start a sentence with coordinating conjunction, you will not get marks. So remember, in written form, you have to follow these rules. But in spoken, you can break them, or you can start a sentence with conjunctions. So, okay, today we'll be doing, so you don't have a question, right? Answer me, please.
No, sir.
Okay, so today we'll be doing these complex sentences. And I told you in the beginning that we have these four types of sentences in English. Simple sentence, that is just one clause. Then coordinating conjunctions, we did that when we have two clauses, and those two clauses are connected with the help of coordinating conjunctions. And now today we'll be doing complex sentences. So the formula for complex sentence is this one. Now you see a subordinate conjunction, and then we have this main clause plus main clause, and then we have another main clause. But we have like two ways to write these complex sentences. In the first one, subordinating conjunctions comes in the beginning. So when we put subordinating conjunction to a clause, that clause is also called subordinating clause. It is also called, then it is called a clause. So it is a subordinating clause. And then we have the main clause, that is, so because my coffee was cold, I heated it in a microwave. Now, the most important thing is this comma. Now, yesterday when I read or checked your that assignment, many people did not follow this comma sometimes, or like they started a sentence with the coordinating conjunction. So today, when we do this complex sentences, you go and check your that assignment again and make corrections. Okay. So subordinate conjunctions, you may also know this. And then there is this another way of writing it, is the main clause, subordinating conjunction in the middle, and then the main clause. So we don't have comma in this type of complex sentence. Now, if somebody asks me what is the difference between subordinating conjunction and coordinating conjunction, so the one way is that we cannot start a sentence with coordinating conjunction, but we can start a sentence with subordinating conjunction. So these two are the way to write it, two ways, right? One is the first and the second. Now, these are the examples. Now, subordinating conjunctions are not many, remember. This is the list. After is subordinating conjunction, although, as if, as long as, as much as, or as soon as. So these all are subordinate conjunctions. So if you have these subordinating conjunctions, again, it can bring variety in your writing, and you can start a sentence with a subordinate conjunction. Okay, let me admit these students. Okay, so if you see the first sentence is, um, if a man does not keep pace with his companions, perhaps it is because he hears a different drummer. So if you see, this one is a subordinating clause. Why it is subordinating clause? Now, dependent clause, we also call it dependent clause. And this one, right, is called a independent clause. Now, independent clause and dependent clause are very simple. Just a minute, somebody, you don't message me when we start a class. Don't message me on WhatsApp. Just I sent you the link, sir. Okay, sorry, I did not share that link with them. Just give me a second, okay? Okay, so the difference between dependent and independent clauses that with dependent clause we have the subordinate conjunctions. So when we put subordinating conjunction before, I mean in the beginning of any dependent clause, it makes it a dependent clause then. Like, for example, dependent clause, if a man does not keep pace with his companions. Now, when I say this sentence or this clause, this dependent clause, you wait for another sentence. You wait for another clause because it doesn't give you a complete sense by its own. Like, for example, if you see the second one, when he got uh, uh, a cream pie smashed in his face, everybody laughed. So you start a sentence with when. So when is a subordinate conjunction. So in the third sentence, I really did not like the movie, even though the acting was good. So see, that is the second way to write it. Now, even though is in the middle. So we can start it in the middle or in the beginning. The fourth one, although my friends begged me, I chose not to go to the reunion. Do you understand these sentences, right?
Yes, sir.
See, another one, the museum was very interesting as I expected it. So, as I expected, see, this is a clause. Remember, I expected. So, as when we put this subordinate conjunction in the beginning, this whole clause then becomes a dependent clause because it is dependent on another clause. We need to have this one with it. The museum was very interesting. The child ran to her mother as soon as she saw her. So, as soon as is also a subordinate conjunction. As soon as. Or yesterday I told you for is a coordinating conjunction. Why? Because we cannot start a sentence with for as a conjunction, but because is a subordinate conjunction. I'm everything I am because you love me. Now, this is Celine Dion song, I guess. So, okay, the another one is if you leave me now, you will take away the biggest part of me. So, if is a subordinate conjunction. Now, another thing is that I told you that many times that you have to go and make other sentences like this. Like if you don't know how to use even though or although. Now, whenever I ask somebody to convert, or even if I ask you to convert this or translate this sentence into English, like for example, अगर मेरे पास गाड़ी होती तो मैं आपको drop करता. Can anybody translate it quickly? अगर मेरे पास गाड़ी होती तो मैं आपको ड्रॉप करता.
If I had a car, I would have.
Yes, if I okay. और अगर आप ये बताओ कि अगरचे मेरे पास गाड़ी है लेकिन मैंने उसे ड्रॉप नहीं किया.
Although I have a car, but I didn't drop him.
See, now you just use although and you also used but. See, this is the problem. Now you use although and you use but. Now we know that but is a coordinating conjunction. See, we did this one, right?
Yes, sir.
This is a coordinating conjunction and although is a subordinating conjunction. So how can you use two conjunctions in a same sentence? You cannot use coordinating and subordinating conjunction in one sentence. So you translated it the way it is in Urdu, and in Urdu we have two. So remember, Urdu is a different language. Like for example, we just said अगरचे मेरे पास गाड़ी होती, अगरचे भी हमने इस्तेमाल किया, and then we also use लेकिन. So in English, we don't do that. In English, we will use coordinating conjunction or subordinating conjunction. So
Right.
you can,
So it will be
so,
like
huh?
I had even
No,
though I had car, nah.
although
Wait.
I have a car, comma, I do
Okay, sir.
not, I did not drop him or I do not drive. We do
Sir,
not use
instead of
but.
but, we'll put comma.
Yes, after subordinating conjunction, we will always, subordinating clause, we will always have a comma. See, if this one, if a man does not keep pace with his companion, now this is a this is a dependent clause. So after this, we will always have comma. Okay.
Yes.
Another one very important thing is I just told you that we cannot use coordinating conjunction with subordinating conjunction. But again, I told you that we'll be doing it as a descriptive grammar. So many people use this one coordinating conjunction with although, and that is yet. But if you remember, I told you this yet is used for emphasis. So the only coordinating conjunction when you can use it with the subordinating conjunction, and that is yet. So but cannot be used, but sometimes you can use yet. Like although I have a car, yet I do, comma, yet I do not drive it. So you can use yet, but you cannot use it like in written form. So you can use yet. Or in spoken, if you're using it, that is a different case. So in spoken, you can do that, but in written, you cannot do it. So if you go and write it in your paper or in exam, you will not get marks. So whenever we check these papers, and if somebody has used although and but in the same sentence, we come to know that this person does not know the rule. So that person does not get good marks then. Okay, so I think you understood. So what I'm just telling you is that you know the meaning of although, you know that it means in Urdu agarche, but you need to understand this sentence, where to put comma, where to put coordinating conjunction, where to put subordinate conjunction. Okay, if you see this one, this uh, I am okay. Yes, this one. Okay. I guess I will never be the same since I fell for you. So see this, since I fell for you, right? This is a subordinating clause. And so you can put it in the middle. So when it is in the middle or subordinating clause is at the end, we don't use comma. Uh, okay, we are uh, we are we are never going to survive unless we get a little crazy. Do you think it's true that we cannot survive unless we get a little crazy?
It's 100% true, sir.
Huh?
It's 100% true.
Yes, 100. How can, like, how you get crazy, huh? Yes.
Sir, by doing those things that one cannot
Well,
do in the normal way,
yes. So, okay. Yes,
it will
fine.
work right.
So you need to,
You need to
okay.
be crazy.
Yes. Okay. The last one, if you see, I will keep on dreaming until my dreams come true. And these all called subordinating conjunctions has meaning. Remember, there are certain sentences that you will not be able to use it if you don't have this subordinating conjunction. So I've given you a list, but then there are other subordinating conjunction, for example, whereas or whenever or whatever, okay, or provided that. So what I'm just telling you is that go and try to use these subordinating conjunction because you will be needing it in writing. Remember, whenever you write about simple topics, right? So you need simple sentence structure. But whenever you go and write about difficult ideas or complex ideas, you need complex sentences. Remember this thing. Like, for example, this one. Can anybody use this one as if, uh, or as long as, or as soon as? Like, for example, if I use this as long as, for example, as long as Imran Khan is our president, our prime minister, Pakistan will never progress. Do you think this one is right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
it's right.
Yes? Do you
Yes,
agree with
Yes,
if you
sir.
support People Party, then it is right.
it? No, you still support PTI, can I?
No, sir.
No, sir. Not at all.
Why? What
Sir,
happened?
why would we support Imran
Sir, we
Khan?
support Imran Khan, but not the PTI.
Now, this is quite strange that you support Imran Khan, but you don't support PTI. What does that mean? Imran
Sir, if
Khan,
you ask anybody from like the supporters of Imran Khan, they would
uh,
never say that if someone succeeded Imran Khan, then they will support them.
yes.
There is
Do you
nobody
know,
worth it,
do you,
sir.
do you know this word? I should, like, this is not a very good word, but there is this word Utia.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What does that mean?
It means Gul
So,
Khan, sir.
Huh?
It
Youths,
means Gul Khan.
youths,
It means, yes,
youths.
see, this Gulkhan word or Utia word. Now, this has a contextual meaning. Like this, these are different kind of words. It has two meanings. One is like
Youth.
kind of a regional kind of a meaning, and the other one is the literary, the connotative. Connotative, if you know, connotative meaning is when it is connected to some kind of like have a
Associative.
regional, yes, kind of regional kind of meaning, and this denotative meaning is a dictionary meaning. So if you see, there are words that it has a dictionary meaning, and then there are these words that it has a conventional meaning or connotative. So this, what you just used is that Gulkhan is just a name, but nowadays people use it to have to give it a different meaning. Gulkhan means that a person who blindly believes others, right? So Yuthya is the same thing, that you believe somebody blindly, even if they are wrong, you say no, that person is right. So this word, see these new words coming up like this, like you, this is a word nowadays people use it, Yuthya, or for example, there are so many other words. So we talked about it, that descriptive grammarian, they go and do this,
Patwari.
yes, Patwari, yes, they do this surveys. Yes, yes, seriously, this the and they try to get know how many people are using it. So yes, okay. So until, unless, or as if. So I use the sentence as long as. Okay, so when you go and make sentences in a context like this, you will never forget it. Remember, as if, like for example, he acts or he talks to me as if he is my boss or were my boss. Both are correct. Now I'll be talking how can we use were with the he or she. Even we can use it with he or she when we talk about impossible sentences. Or unreal sentences. So these are, I'll send you this, and then you can go and find other subordinating conjunction and try to use them. Try to use them in paragraphs. The assignment you sent me, there were so many students that they use these subordinating conjunctions, but again, sometimes they did not put a comma after subordinating conjunctions, or so you go and check it, yours that complex sentence structure, and then make corrections. Okay, the last one, so we did simple sentence, then we did compound sentence, and then we did this complex sentence, and the last one is the compound complex sentences. So you see, when in your writing, if you use all the time compound sentences, right, your audience will get bored, or your readers will get bored. And if you just use simple sentences all the time, again, so you need to have these four type of sentences. Sometimes you use short sentences, sometimes you use these complex sentences or compound complex sentences. So if you see this first one, the compound complex sentences has again a formula, and the formula is that we have a independent clause, then coordinating conjunction, then we have again independent clause, and then we have subordinating clause or subordinating conjunction, and then independent clause. We can have another way to write it is that independent clause in the big, and then plus subordinate conjunction, and then independent clause, and then coordinating conjunction, and then subordinating conjunction. So remember, whenever you want to learn grammar, is that whenever you read and there are sometimes that you understand the meaning of the sentence. But if you cannot make a sentence like that, it means you don't know the structure. So try breaking those structure in different parts. So if you can do that, you can make other sentences. Like for example, the first one, Sami cried, Sami cried. So if you see, this one is just one clause. Can you tell me, just help me identify these clauses? So Sami cried, this is one clause. What is this because? Huh?
Subordinate conjunction.
Very good. And the ball hit him. What is this? The ball hit him.
Independent clause.
Independent clause.
Independent or dependent?
Independent, sir.
Independent
Yeah.
It's dependent clause.
No, it is
It's dependent clause. The ball hit him.
Dependent.
No,
Dependent
no.
clause.
The ball hit him is a independent clause, but if we put because with it, then it may, so like for example, this is a dependent clause, and these both, when it is combined or written together, then it is called, sorry, this is independent clause, and then when we put because with it, it makes it a dependent clause. And what is and is coordinating conjunction, and then we have another clause, I apologized immediately. So that is again a independent clause. So see, now in this structure we have how many conjunctions? Number one is
Two.
and because. See, we have two conjunction. I just told you that we cannot use two conjunction, the subordinate conjunction and the coordinating conjunction, in complex sentences. Remember, in complex sentences we have two clauses. In compound sentences we have two clauses, but in compound complex we have more than two clauses, right? Now in
So in
this
this
we have
sentence,
three clauses, huh? Or sometimes you can have four, huh?
yes, sir. All these three clauses, sir, are independent clauses. There is no subordinating clause in this
No,
scenario. So it
because
is
is no, because is a subordinating conjunction. So this is a subordinating clause. See, because the ball hit him. Now, when I just say because the ball hit him, now you wait for it. Okay, then what happens after this? So when you start a sentence with because, you wait for another clause. So it is a dependent clause then. Remember, there is like, it's not confusing. I remember when we were like learning this independent and dependent clause in school, it was always confusing. Like we were always told to identify what is dependent clause and what is independent clause. All clauses are dependent, remember, independent. But if you put these subordinate conjunction before any clause, it makes it a dependent clause. Then you wait for another one. Like for example, if I say, if I work hard, now this is not a complete, I need another clause with it. If I go there, again it is not complete. Whenever I see him, you see, you wait for another one. So whenever you wait for another clause, it means that it is called a dependent clause. Whenever or whatever, or if, or although, or even though, or after, or before, all. So there are so many subordinate conjunctions. So whenever I start a clause with a subordinate conjunction, it makes it a dependent clause. So independent and dependent clause. The dog started barking, so the cat ran away, and I could not keep up, so I stopped. Now see this one. The dog started barking. It is a independent clause. The cat ran away. The cat ran, okay, and I couldn't keep up, and I stopped. So you see here we have four clauses.
Independent clauses.
Yes, four clauses. We have four clauses. So compound complex sentences have more than two clauses, or four clauses, or three clauses, or five clauses. So you are you there? We have 10. Okay.
yes, sir.
So, okay. So usually I take a walk every day while the sun sets, but it was raining today. So see, while is a subordinating conjunction, but is a coordinating conjunction. So I told you the formula that we have a subordinating conjunction and we have a coordinating conjunction in these complex sentences. So subordinating conjunction and coordinating conjunction used are in the compound complex sentences together. See the
Sir,
another G.
sir, in the sentence, it was raining today. So it is
Yes.
independent clause. But if you put but, then it will become dependent clause.
Yes, but it was raining. Yes, of course, yes, because we need another clause with it. But it was raining. So we need another clause with it, right? Uh, I wanted to go outside, but it was raining. But the thing is, but is a coordinating conjunction. So again, we can only have this dependent clause or subordinating clause when it starts with a subordinate conjunction. So but is a coordinating conjunction. So yes, we cannot, again, I told you that you cannot start a conjunction with but. You cannot do that. But again, in spoken, you can do it. So remember, you are very much right, because I told you in the beginning that there is like, it's not very easy to categorize these words that you say that because is a coordinating conjunction. Still, I mean, it is confusing. Some people say because is a coordinating conjunction, and some say it is a, while others say that it is a coordinating conjunction. So you can start a sentence with because it is a subordinate conjunction at the same time. But some say that no because is a coordinating conjunction and you should not start a sentence with. So yes, you are right that if I say just like if I say but it was raining, so there was another clause with it. In spoken, I may not use it because in spoken, the conversation we just read is that in spoken, sometimes that is called like uh, uh, if you have studied this pragmatics means that you already know the context. Like when you talk to somebody in spoken language, you already know what you are talking about, so you don't need to mention it. Like, pragmatics, have you studied that subject?
Yes, sir. We are studying it
So what is
in this
pragmatics?
semester.
Pragmatics is the contextual kind of meaning. Like
Yes, sir.
when you talk to somebody and you understand what that means, like that person also understands it. So you don't need to mention it. But in
Yes,
written
sir.
form, so you need to do that. Okay, she likes to sleep in, but she cannot get up early if she has work. Sorry, she likes to sleep in, but she can get up early if she has work. So again, but and if is used. So if is a subordinating conjunction, but is a coordinating conjunction. So any clause is a independent clause, but if you put these subordinate conjunction in the beginning, it makes it a dependent clause. Like if I say, if she has work, now what does it mean? It doesn't mean anything. But if I say she likes to sleep in, it means something. You don't even wait for another one. She likes to sleep in. What does it mean? She likes to sleep in. Sleep in is a phrasal verb. Sleep in, what does it mean? Sleep inside or like, what does it mean? Hello.
Yes, sir. We are thinking.
We are thinking sleep in is
Like,
like,
sir, to keep sleeping.
Sir,
yes.
the number you have dialed is not responding at the moment.
No, sleep in is like when you get up late in the morning, like you don't get up early in the morning and like on Sundays we sleep in, or when we
Deep
have holidays we sleep in, we don't get up early in the morning. I am like this also. Like I don't get up early in the morning if I don't have work. But see, now I have class. I'm taking this class at 9 o'clock, so I get up. So whenever I have work, I can get up early. Otherwise, it's very difficult for me to get up early. Now, so my friends call me and they tell me, "Oh, you are awake at this time." So oh, why? Because I have a class. So I also like to sleep in, but then if I have a work, I can get up early in the morning. Okay, another one is even though she was tired, Aisha, comma, okay, there must be a comma when we start a sentence with subordinate. So even though she was tired, Aisha knew she had to finish the race and she ran to meet her team. The cat jumped on the couch and sat down on the top of the remote control just when I was searching for it. So geez, you just go and read these sentences, and then whenever you read a newspaper or any piece of writing, try to concentrate how and where do they use these coordinating and subordinating conjunction, and those lengthy sentences like compound complex sentences has so many clauses in it. I would there are another way to write these complex sentences is when we use phrases, but we'll do that after this when we study phrases in detail. There are other ways to write these complex sentences, so we'll do that later on. But for now, you should understand what is coordinating, the difference between coordinating conjunction and the subordinating conjunctions. And you should know all these subordinating conjunctions because they are limited. Remember, they are not unlimited, right? So just go and find these subordinate conjunction and try using them in your sentences. Uh, I would have purchased the car. Okay, now this one, I would have purchased the car that you like, but it was too expensive. Now here, if you see, I would have purchased a car. Now this is one clause, right? Where is another clause? Can anybody tell me another clause?
That you like is an adjective clause.
Very good. That you like is an adjective clause. This is an adject that you like. Which car? That you liked or you like, but it was too expensive. So all these clauses are what, remember now, for example, if you see this another example, uh, like for example, this one, the first one, or where, yes, if she has work. Now that is called adverbial clause. So we can have this adverbial clause or adjective clause or noun clause. We can have that as well. So this that that you like is a clause and it is working as an adjective. So it is an adjective clause. See this another one. If you have heard this song, I don't care who you are, where are you from, or what you did, as long as you love me. Have you heard this song?
No, sir.
No.
Because yes, because it was very famous in 90s, I think. This was by Backstreet Boys. Do you know Backstreet Boys? That was a famous band, a music band. You must not,
Yes, sir.
you know it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So this is a song, and these lines are from that song. So, see, I don't care who you are, okay, where you from, and what you did, as long as. So this as long as is a subordinating conjunction. The another one is I look at the world and I notice it's turning while my guitar gently weeps. This is by Beatles. There was another music band, Beatles, very famous one. So while is a subordinating conjunction. Do you understand?
Yes.
So then there is this another one. You have a class, another class today. Huh?
Yes, sir. We are having it at 10 o'clock.
Okay, so we have 15 minutes. Now, just let me tell you this one. Another one is correlative conjunction. You may also know this correlative conjunction. Now, these correlative conjunctions works in pairs. Like, for example, and you already know this as well. Remember, you have been using it. Maybe you have not used it, but you understand either or both or and or whether or neither or nor. So you just go and read these sentences and you will have an idea. So coordinating correlative conjunctions, again, they are very limited. They are not a lot. Maybe these 10 or 12, not more than that. So you should know them as well. So if you see and this coordinating conjunction and correlative conjunctions are like the same in a way that there is the clauses are parallel. Like for example, if you see this first one, Ali not only likes cricket but also football. Why is this wrong? It's not a correct one. Why this first one is wrong? Uh, it's just because if you see sorry. Now, if you see not only and but also is a conjunction. So not only after not only we have a verb like, and but also we have a football. So that's why it is wrong. So it should be parallel or balanced. So if we have a verb after not only, we will also have a verb after but also. So it should be parallel. So these correlative conjunction in a way is similar to coordinating conjunction in that way that that it should be balanced. Like if we have a one clause over there, those two clauses will balance or will be parallel. See, you understood it, right?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
then we have, if you see, Ali not only likes playing cricket, but also likes playing football. Or, for example, he should either sell his watch or his car. This one is wrong. Why? Because, see, the right way to write it, right, is that he should sell either his watch or his car. See, after either we have this his watch is a noun and his watch and his car. So that's why. Okay, you already know this one, but also or not only. Uh, okay, then we have this either or. You again, it will follow the same rule. Or not only does, okay, this one is different. See, now in if you remember, if you appeared in that ETA exams, they always ask such kind of question. Remember that whenever you go for these exams, these grammar, these English tests, they always ask you questions which are exceptional cases, like like that. Any sentence which is complicated, they will ask you that kind of a sentence. Like, for example, if you put not only in the beginning, the clause after that can be a question. Again, the way we did that nor. You remember yesterday we talked about nor coordinating conjunction. So after nor, we can have this interrogative clause. So not only when it is used in the middle, you understood that, right? I just told you. But if you put not only in the beginning, there will always be a question or interrogative clause. It is not a question. Again, not only does Azaz likes cricket, but he also likes football. So not only do I study uh, physics, but also chemistry. Do you get it?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
so not only if it comes in the beginning, you have to understand that after that we have clause, and that clause is uh, interrogative clause. And another thing is you see this but. Now, but and also. Now, this but is also working as a coordinating conjunction. That's why we have comma. Otherwise, we do not use comma in correlative conjunction. See, in the first one, there is no comma. In the second one, there is no comma. In the third one, there is no comma. But in this, not only does Azaz likes cricket, there is a comma. Why? Because this but is also working as a coordinating conjunction. And see, then we have he in the middle of but, and also we have a pronoun. So this but is also working as a coordinating conjunction and correlative conjunction. That's why we can have a comma. Otherwise, we cannot have a comma in correlative conjunction. Another one is whether or. Okay, this is simple. You can go. I don't know
Sir,
whether it will rain or not. Huh? Yes.
sir, what's the exception in this case? Like you were saying, whenever you go into test, then they use such type of sentences. What's the exception in this sentence? Not only does the Jaws like cricket, but he
See,
also likes
the
football.
clause is a question clause. That is so strange. Like not only does, not only am I, it will be always a interrogative clause. See, not only after not only we use a simple structure, but if it comes in the beginning, then we will have this interrogative clause. Not only does, or not only do I, or not only am I, it will always be like this.
Okay.
So whenever you use not only in the beginning, there are another correlative conjunction. It also works the same way. Okay, so whether or, you go and write sentences. If you cannot write, you ask me. I will make other sentences that will send you. And I have already used all these correlative conjunctions. So you just go and read it. Another one is both and, like both he and his brother are joint leaders of the street gang. So both and is a correlative conjunction. Again, it works in pairs. So whether or, see, whether or is a correlative conjunction. They claimed that they saw, or that they saw were either were neither humans nor monkeys. Now, neither or nor gives you a negative sense. So we don't use negative with it. We cannot say that they did not see, or they saw, like neither. We cannot put negative with it. Neither, do not. We will never use that, because neither has the negative sense. Okay, then we have this another one is not, or but is also a correlative conjunction. It is not death, but dying, which is terrible. Now, if you tell me that, sir, you just told us that it should be parallel. Now, here, if you see, we have, you asked me that here we have a verb, sorry, a noun, and here we have a verb. So, no, these two, yes. So, dying is, can be ing, can be a noun as well. So I would rather not go. Now this rather or than is also a correlative conjunction, rather or than. But rather is also working as an adverb in certain sentences. So in this sentence, I would rather not go. It is a adverb, and it is like indicating a preference, like that I would rather, or I would prefer to go rather than stay here. So here it is an adverb, but in this another sentence, if I say I would rather die than beg, now this is a conjunction, a correlative conjunction, and it is also working in pairs, rather or than, THAN, not THEN. I would rather die than marry her sister, or I would rather die than stay here in Pakistan. Do you get it? So you cannot make this sentence if you don't have this rather or than. So rather than. Okay, sooner or then. Now this one is again like not only, if we put not only in the beginning, we will have questions. So okay, no sooner or then had a boy. Okay, so sooner had a boy fallen into the river than someone dove in the river to save him. So it gives you a sense that, like, when the boy fell, that what happened, and after that something happened, like the person or someone dove in the river and saved him. So sooner or then or scarcely, when, how to use that, or not only. I'm just telling you that you just go and read it and make sentences like this, and then if you have problem, you can ask me. You have another class, so I'm just quickly finishing this correlative conjunction. And then we have this run-on sentences. Run-on sentences is our incomplete sentences. So when you don't put these conjunctions in the proper place, those sentences are called run-on sentences. So you should be very careful about these conjunctions. So you have another class. I'll just, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So you go
Yes,
and
sir.
use these sentences, okay? Make use coordinating correlative conjunction and then subordinating conjunction, those subordinating conjunction I gave you. So your assignment today is just again using these subordinate conjunction and correlative conjunctions, and then send it to me. So if you go and make sentences like this, then if you have a problem, I will make certain like sentences and will send you. But I've already used all these correlative and subordinating conjunction. So if you want to ask me any question, you have another class. So I think you should. Did sir message you?
Not yet.
Okay. So do you want to ask me anything, Shamas, quickly? No?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, not a single question. Okay, then see you tomorrow, right?
Okay, sir. Thank
Okay,
you.
sir.
Thank you for the
Thank you,
office.
sir.
I will send you this file, okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.